Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today's day 10 of the Spellbinders Crafty Advent Calendar Reveal and Project. Alright, so let's check this out. What did we get today? Ooh, day 10 was a little deceptive. I thought it was going to be another embossing folder like we got the other day in the same size of door. But this appears to be another die set, and I'm struggling to open the little bag. All right, let's see. Ooh, we got flowers that seem like they match the stamps we got the other day. Just to keep these all together, I'm going to stick them in my little bowl, my magnetic bowl that I custom colored to be pink. I will be releasing a video soon about how I did that and a couple other DIYs I did for my craft room. So to make this a little easier on myself, I decided to put all the stuff I was going to die cut. I'm going to use the gnome from a previous day as well to make a card. So I put all the stuff in different colors on the die cutting platform at once. And as we can see here, some of my dies are falling off and some of them didn't cut through all the way. My die cutting machine is old. I decided that I wanted that thing that goes inside of his hat, which for some reason, stupidly, I thought it cut itself out, but it doesn't. So I'm going to trace it and I'm going to use it as a flower holder, because to me it looks like a bouquet of flowers. So I traced that hat shape and he's going to hold it in his hand. And I'm going to use this, what should be the balloon string from the gnome set, and I'm going to use that as a stem for some of those big flowers that came in the day 10 kit. And I used my big $100 bill eraser to erase my pencil lines off of my little flower bouquet thing. All right, so here I am just piecing together all the flowers, and at first I'm picking these things up with my fingers because, common sense eludes me apparently when I'm doing these videos, and eventually I find my pickup tool and start using that, which is infinitely better. All right, putting the little pretty red flowers onto those flowers. And yes, I do realize that this is a very unrealistic flower bouquet if it has one flower that is that large and other flowers that are super teeny tiny. But let's be honest, are gnomes realistic? Not so much. So does it matter? No. I think it's cute. And that's what came to mind when I saw these flowers. And I already had the gnome, of course. And instead of punch out or die cut out all the, like the hands and the nose and all that stuff and the feet, I just did them with a marker. I think he turned out pretty okay. You can let me know what you think down in the comments below. I was trying to be in a hurry because I thought my daughter was done being sick, but she was not, so I only had a few minutes to record this. All right, so I'm putting this all together and assembling it in a very quick fashion, hence using the pen instead of cutting out all the pieces of the gnome. But I decided to take the little string, as I mentioned earlier. There, see, I found my pickup stick, my jewel picker thing, which works quite well for these tiny pieces of cardstock. And I decided to, I'm trying to make the flower bouquet in reverse of how it's going to look when the gnome holds it. So I want to make sure that when I'm gluing them on, that the stuff that's going to be further away from him has longer stems, and this, I just want to make sure that nothing's going to be like covering up the whole gnome. So it took a little mechanics thought process on doing this, I guess, because I wanted to make sure that the flowers weren't going to be all covering his head and everything. So I wanted to make sure that they kind of like float away from him. So doing the, arranging the bouquet in reverse of how it's going to look when he was holding it was a slight struggle for me, but in the end, it all came together very nicely. And I cut 2 of those stems, or the strings that I turned into stems for the flowers, and I cut them in half because I didn't want it to be super long stems. And then I'm kind of just globbing on the glue and sticking it where it'll stick because it's going to get flipped over. The bouquet didn't need to look beautiful from the back, so it really doesn't matter how much glue is all over the place. All right, so here we are finishing up the bouquet. Like I said, just globbing on the glue. It doesn't matter. And I did let it dry for a couple minutes before I flipped it over, and then I used my Make Art Station to hold it all down to glue it to the card front and the gnome's hand, because I wanted it to be like he was holding the bouquet of flowers. And yeah, here we are just piecing it all together and sticking the things where I thought they should be. If I had put a little more thought into how the flower bouquet was going to be arranged, I would have made that smaller flower a different color than purple, because it's two purple flowers right next to each other, which ideally wouldn't have happened in my design eyes, but it did. So the sentiment I decided to use, which I somehow managed to mess up again, so I had to do my sentiment rescue with a punch again, because I must have pushed too hard or something on the stamp. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I mess it up every time. And then off camera, I decided to use that embossing folder we got earlier in the calendar, and I put it to kind of like ground the gnome. And then I put the sentiment right below it, which I had to put my, sentiment rescue over the top of the sentiment I stamped right on the front of the card. And we're putting the gnome off to the hinge side of the card more so that his bouquet does not like fall over the edge of the card. And here we are gluing his bouquet on. And also in hindsight, probably should have made his bouquet holder something other than white, but it works. Maybe I'll do some embellishment to it so it's more noticeable. All right, thank you so much for watching, and that was day 10. I hope you come back tomorrow for day 11. And check out some of these other videos that you may enjoy. See you soon. Have a great day.